Roll the dice, Matt. See what I did.
I'm trying. Do you do them one at a time?
You can hold down shift and drag a box around, and then you can do multiple things.
And then what?
Then press R. Press R.
Right, got it. Oh no, fuck.
What did you do?
Just. Right, shift. Bruh.
Yeah, that's the one. So we got a 1 and a 5. So the story will be how we cheated death and still got home in time for tea. That sounds good. I say yes. So everybody needs to draw 6 cards and drag them down to your hand, which is the blue thing, and then 1 patron card as well.
Do you know what? Before I do that, I'm gonna shuffle.
They've already shuffled. It's randomised. So there's so the way you can do it. So all cards are loaded in as objects in a group, and then you add a randomizer to that group, and so it's the randomizer that's on the table 50 times or 100 times or whatever, and then so you never get a chance of getting anything out twice. So you can drag them around in your hand to organise them by suit and whatnot. And
how do you zoom on your?
You can press Z. You can also double click on a card as well, and that will also on the card that's on the table. You can double click on it, and it'll zoom it full screen. So I am blue, and you are green and yellow. That's cool. That works. Not a problem. So, shall I get started then?
Yeah, Matt, you go first. Show us what to do, then kick it over me maybe, and then.
Yeah, I'll go last.
Yeah, that's cool. We can do that.
So, what, do we just interject at any point?
Yeah, any point. So it's storytelling. You can interject at any point, and I guess it's just about how far you want to let the story run. I guess, okay. But obviously, you've got to give somebody. So if you're the one that's playing the cards, then you've got to give somebody enough time to sort of interject before you sort of play your next card. And if they kind of don't, then it's their own lookout. To be fair. So, how we cheated death and still got home in time for tea. Let's think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 cards. So, after work, I decided it'd be a really, really funny idea to go down to the Houses of Parliament, see what was going on. Because, you know, why not? It's a fun place to be down there.
I've got to say, I think you're mistaken. It was Scotland Yard you went to. Because of the long arm of the law.
Oh,
demanded it. You've taken Scotland Yard.
So have you put that over my card or whatever? And then you can rotate things with the E and Q, rotate cards around as well. Locked on an axis as well, which is quite cool. So yeah, okay, yeah. Obviously, I was mistaken. You can say they kind of look the same. To be fair, they've both got towers, and windows, and guards, I guess. So yeah. So Michael, you get that card. This goes into a discard pile over here somewhere. That's now a discard pile. And you get to keep that card in there, so that is the places card, so you get the places benefactor as well for the time being. And then it's your go. Obviously, I don't draw back up again until the start of my next turn, so any cards that I haven't played I get to play against other people.
Right, so, and would Michael, because he's used the card, draw up now, or...?
No. If I guess he would, yeah, start of his turn now, he would now draw back up to his cards, yeah.
I'll just draw 1.
Yeah.
So let's just pull that on there. And do I carry on your story?
You can do. Well, yeah, I mean, it all works if it's a bit like Gloom in that it does help if it's kind of all intertwined thing. Yeah, Jamie, the designer of the game, says yes, you must carry on the story.
Yeah, well,
What if I don't want to, Jamie? What if I'm not in the mood?
the thing was, we were at Scotland Yard because we'd been on our way early to Lambeth Workhouse. Terrible place, awful place. But I was there for one reason and one reason alone. I looked at the pathetic smudges of a man, and I thought, I really want to kiss. Just one of these chaps. Just tender moment.
If you
Bring
play
their
into
mood
middle
up.
of the table, sorry.
Yeah. Bring their mood up. Bit of a smoochy.
And it has to be lower.
Has to be lower.
And I was talking to one guy, Carl, with a K, and I said, "Do you want a kiss?" And he said, "No." I said, "What do I want to do?" "Why don't you take this to the Houses of Commons? Pop it in there."
Dynamite.
I say.
Jeez.
Oh, well, I say. I said. Houses of Commons, some sort of revolutionary bunk. So, me and Carl, we got into a hansom cab, and we headed off towards
Well, you see, I heard it wasn't actually a hansom cab. It was actually, I mean, to be fair, I can see how you got confused, but it was actually a penny farthing. Yeah, not quite.
You mentioned it, it was a little bit less comfortable than it was used.
Yes.
They're quite easily mixed up.
Yeah.
Well, it was a bumpy ride, and I really resented the chap charging me money.
I'm not surprised. So, unfortunately, yeah, you lose all these cards.
I've got a funny story about a penny farthing.
I'm sure we're going to hear it.
This is told by someone else. Him and his friend were in the park in Holland Park in London, and his friend needed to go to the toilet. So he was peeing against a tree, and a guy on a penny farthing rode by, and he fell off his bike, and it was quite comical. And my friend was pointing and laughing, and his friend noticed and ran over and started pointing and laughing at the guy, who recoiled because the friend's penis was still hanging out because he's just had a piss.
Well,
Can you imagine? I've fallen off my bike. Oh my god, there's someone laughing.
where have you gone?
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
That story ended in a way I wasn't expecting. So someone laughing. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
So, who takes the story on?
Is it me?
It's now Matt's turn, yeah?
Yeah.
Right, so, right. And it can be any number then.
Any number, obviously, the chances of somebody else having a lower card is greater the higher numbered card that you play. But obviously, there's still 81 cards in the deck, so
Yeah.
obviously, Michael managed to play some fairly high places and objects and things like that. So it just kind of depends on the luck of the draw, really.
Okay. Well, being an incorrigible rogue, I decided that riding on this penny farthing was not to my liking. So I decided to contact a serving wench who could come and get me a hansom cab that belonged to Isabella Beaton. Now, Isabella Beaton I met after sending some seditious writings to her via the Times newspaper. The problem was her husband, who had won a Victoria Cross in the Crimea, was very, very angry at me for these seditious writings. And he was the one who turned up in the handsome crab. It's not a handsome crab, just to be clear. It was a handsome cab. She left her shellfish at home. And he jumped at me, brandishing his knife that he kept on his person at all times and shouted, "For Queen and Country!"
Wow.
And I've run out of cards, except for my benefactor.
So, except for your patron. So, yeah, you only have to play 2 cards in your turn, but you've kind of played all of them, and I don't think anybody's got anything that can dispute what you said.
No,
That was
that's
amazing, amazing.
Word.
So, you get to keep all those cards. If you put them into sort of just stack them in suits, and you probably better rotate them around, I would think as well.
No, stop spinning card. It's doing disco. Oh no. Do I win anything? Do I get any of the benefits?
you get all sorts. You get all sorts if you bear with me a sec.
Oh.
So what was what did you do to weapon benefactor? I don't know. So you've got let's have a look. So you get the motive benefactor, and nobody else can take that off you because you've played 10. You get the crime benefactor. You get the servant benefactor.
I get a penny for.
Sorry.
No. I'm an untidy scoundrel.
No, you get the person benefactor for the time being because you've played the 2. Have you got anything that's not got a thing above it? No.
The yellow,
So
the object.
You get 2 bonus pennies for your 10 for your motive. And you get 2 for your object as well. And you get the object benefactor from myself.
Oh.
Because I only played a 4, and unless somebody's got a 10, they won't be able to do that. That was amazing.
That was good. Good tale. Good tale.
Yes.
Yarn.
That was.
Well,
That
the
was
funny
epic.
thing is, I am a writer, so I should be alright at this game.
All right, haha! I see what you did there. Well. So
do we roll again, or do we get?
this story carries on and goes where it goes. It could go anywhere at this point.
So, the handsome cab we thought had Isabella Bean, or whatever her name is, Isabella Beaton, it's actually got her angry husband who won a Victoria Cross, who's jumped at us with his knife and shouted for Queen and Country.
Oh yes, terrifying man.
It's funny. It's funny you should say for Queen and Country, because around the corner in that actual handsome cab that we ended up getting, who should appear but the crown jewels upon the head of David Livingston. I don't quite know how he got them.
Tish and pish. Tish and pish.
That's higher.
Oh.
That's higher. You can't beat the 1.
Oh no, you can't beat 1. Come back with the Tish and pish. Still Tish and pish. Livingston, him a crown jewels. The man's a fraud.
A fraud, you say? No. So
Well, I can't play anything, can I? I've not got any cards.
no, you've not got any cards. No. Obviously, David Livingston parading around with the crown jewels upon his head. You would say that he had committed quite a large faux pas.
Sorry, a what?
Faux pas.
Faux pas.
That too.
It's faux. Faux.
Faux pas. That sounds Londonish now. That's funny, isn't it?
No, that's just the correct pronunciation.
The pronunciation.
Yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, so who should he have upon his arm but a scullery maid, who's usually a woman employed to wash clothes, dishes, and do any other household dirty work. So what was she doing with David Livingston? We don't know.
So you take them back and you take some of the cards?
Yes, I take these. I get the peril benefactor, which cannot be taken away from me. And object as well. That's object, isn't it? Yep. I feel like I'm nowhere near as good at this thing as you two.
wouldn't go that far. Wouldn't say us two, but nevertheless.
Oh, bum. Sorry, I'm just having issues now. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
You good?
Right.
4 bonus pennies. So the only issue I've come across myself with this is that obviously there's certain patron cards, like is this one, where play at the start of your turn, choose another player and look at their cards, take one and give them a penny. And obviously there's no easy way to do that. If you're in a 2-player game, then the person could kind of put out all of their cards out from their hand, but then everybody would see it if you had more than 2 players. So it's whether or not we kind of take cards like that out of the game for the online play. I don't know. Jamie will probably have a thing on that.
Let's hear it like that, where you can look at someone else's card.
Yeah, it's not a...
Can you private message?
Don't think so. You could possibly do it with other technology, but there's no other way to...
Like a pigeon.
Yeah, carrier pigeon. RFC 1149.
So, Livingston.
With the skull made upon his arm, wearing
You
the
damn
crown
fool.
jewels.
You damn fool. Take that. Take those rattlers off your head and get out of a bloody hansom cab. I said, go to Whitechapel. And Livingston says, Whitechapel? I said, yeah. So I kick Livingston out of a cab, leave him behind, and I'm off, being pursued by the knife-wielding, angry man. And I'm on and driving, and I go straight to the Tower of London. Tower of London, I say to the man, to hansom cab man. He says, what's at the Tower of London? I said, I'm glad you asked. And we pull up, and I pull up opposite the knife man. And he comes out of his hansom cab. He wields a knife, and I'm wielding a 68-pound Lancaster weapon. And I shoot my cannon at him and damn well scare the life out of him.
I've heard about your 68-pound Lancaster gun. Its reputation is astounding.
Well, that's what's happening. That's what I passed the story on.
Oh, it's me.
Yeah.
Right, so I need to draw.
So I'm gonna take weapon.
I need more than one card.
So if you scroll up on your mouse wheel, you can take multiple cards or multiple things. Oops. Did you play any high cards there? You played a 7, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got 7. I've place. I think I might have. I've got weapon.
Got that one as well.
What's highest place?
Highest place is with... I don't know.
Who's got place out?
You have.
You have already, yeah. You've got the...
I have. Oh, Christ's sake, what have I done?
So you get a bonus penny for your 7. Bonus penny for you, sir.
And do I get anything for my massive gun? For my massive weapon?
What was that? It was an 8. You get another bonus penny for that, sir. Yes. There you go.
Most excellent. And
Okay, where was the story left? Sorry.
You were at the Tower of London, having shot a cannon at an angry man who was upset at you writing letters to his wife.
Oh. Right, well, my plan had been to take this lovely wife to the Savoy, where she could help me with my addiction to sexual intercourse. The plan was I would feed her some deviled kidneys for her dinner, and maybe I wouldn't end up in poverty from spending all the money on the food of the Savoy. I really wanted to marry her, but the problem was that would lead to bigamy in both our cases. And there, I was hoping that I might be saved from such a mistake by a wonderful butler.
A butler, you say? He
Yes.
was merely a stable lad who was masquerading as a butler that night, who had the day off.
Oh no. So what do you get then?
I get this.
Well, I'm done.
I get this. I get this stable lad back, and all the other cards go into the discard pile.
Oh,
Oh my god, you lost a whole hand.
I did.
Did he was too cocky? That's what he
I was too
did.
cocky. I had too much to drink.
Yeah, I've had half a brew dog on many buddies.
So I need to draw back up to 7. See what the case is. Ooh, that was an amazing round again. Absolutely amazing.
Yep. Work.
Ah. So, obviously the shenanigans at the Savoy and deviled
Kidneys.
deviled kidneys and everything that was going on there. It was quite a to do, really. And with the stable lad masquerading as a butler, who should come out and find him doing so but the valet?
Oh, not the valet.
The valet. So the valet is a gentleman's gentleman, one's manservant, the original Batman. So why not? It turns out that it wasn't actually devil. The devil liver? Did we say kidneys? Liver? Kidneys. It was potted crab, which might explain why we had some confusion around the handsome crab earlier on.
Yes.
You know.
So
Crab.
there was the handsome crab.
Yeah, there is the handsome crab. He's dressed. Now, the reason that the crab ended up on the plate was because he suffered with disillusionment of life. Because it's quite apt that sometimes life wants us all to scream money and sauce, money and sauce. Yes, and it turns out we weren't in the Savoy after all. No, we were in Billingsgate Fish Market, which explains the smell. How did we get here?
Back to the crab.
And how the hell are we going to get home? And where are we dicing with death? There's too many weapons. It's not good. Yeah, that's me done.
There's not to pick on in that.
Cool. Servant of 8. Who's got the servant card? What's the highest servant card that's out at the moment?
You, I think. 10. So no, it's gone in the discard, hasn't it? So I've got the servant. So it's you, I think.
Thank you. Potted crab is a 3 on tea time. I think it was a higher tea time one, isn't there? And let's get a fish market as well. All the cards. So there's bonus pennies at the end of the game as well if you've got the most cards in a suit.
Where were we again? We were at Billingsgate Fish
We're in
Market.
Billingsgate Fish Market. There's a strange smell, some potted crab, the valet, and yeah.
I found a man, and he said the word flapdoodle. Flapdoodle, he was shouting flapdoodle. Flapdoodle, I was very confused. Not polite society. And I looked over, and I found the man, and I looked at him, and by Jove, he was an overstuffed walrus. This was very confusing. His large mutton chop sideburns gave him the appearance of walrus. No, it was an actual walrus, and it was only then I realised that I had consumed a huge quantum of opium. Too much for a man, too much for any man. That's what I was telling the Munshi. Abdul Karim. Abdul, too much opium. I'm dreaming of writing seditious letters to a lady. I'm dreaming of firing cannons of David Livingstone, wearing the crown jewels. In reality, it's you and I, in our leatherback chairs, in this here Hellfire Club. And that is where I shall end.
Right, I should get some cards then.
So I shall take these chaps. Flapdoodle's quite a rude word.
Flapdoodle's amazing.
I'm quite disgusted, actually.
Sorry, because I called Lucy a flapdoodle the other night when we played.
Sorry, where was that left? I got distracted by textual message.
Everything. We're in the Hellfire Club. In
Right.
leatherback chairs with the Munshi Abdul Karim having taken opium with him.
Okay, let me just have a quick look at my cards. Oh my god, sorry. Sorry, I'm just looking at these and just thinking. So, Abdul, who was originally... I don't want to play 3 cards at once, thank you very much. Who was originally a gardener, had been arrested not that long ago for being out at night with a blackened face. And when really what had happened was he'd been standing too close to his local fire, wearing flammable clothing. And can I play a benefactor card?
The patron card, generally got to play at the start of your turn.
Oh, sorry.
What is it that it says? Oh no, it says for the rest of your turn, every weapon card you successfully play. Yeah, no, you can play that now.
Okay.
Because the ones that you got to play at the start of your turn say so.
Okay, sorry. So let's just say I've only got 1 weapon card. It doesn't really matter. So anyway, yes. So he'd been near his flammable clothing, and when his clothes caught fire, he said "lickspittle" and started flailing around the room and went outside.
Poppycock.
Oh no!
He said, "Hobbaddy who?" He was talking about some pimply upstart of a young man. Hobbaddy who? Bloody Hobbaddy who? He said.
Right, that's not what happened at all. I heard he came out and said, "You mangy cur."
It's hard to hear when there's fire going on.
And his clothes are on fire.
His clothes are on fire. That's not good.
Oh bloody man!
All right, so we lose
everything. Everything goes in the bin.
Get lost.
Gosh, I need to draw some more cards.
Down to 1.
So you draw up to 7.
6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're meant to draw up to 6. I've drawn 7. That's not right. Hang on. Where is the shuffle? There it is. Alright, there's one back in there now. Cool, so being called a mangy cur is often the highlight of one's night, to be fair. How can you come back from that? Well, to try and sort out the atmosphere in the room, I had no choice but to offer gin to all in the room. Gin for everybody.
Mother's ruin.
Ah, gin is fun. We like the gin. It's good. Obviously, after quite a skinful of gin, we still had to get home, and our bellies were full of potted crab, deviled liver, and gin Gin and opium, of course, of course. And on the way home, we thought we were heading for a shortcut. What happened was we actually ended up in Newgate Prison, which is hell on earth. I heard 7 men caught typhus there and died of typhus. Not good. Not good at all. And why did we get put in Newgate Prison, you ask? Well, Bob, who was accompanying us on this, like, we picked him up somewhere on the way home. He's not a member of the club. He wouldn't fit in here. We were scrumping in somebody's garden for apples to make more gin.
Nice name for apple theft.
Yes.
Nice name.
Yes. I like apples, especially if they're made into gin. It's good. Who arrested us? Well, it was the Prince Consort's own rifle brigade. Personally, I thought it was a little bit
No,
over.
I think you'll find he didn't have a rifle brigade. It was a gentleman with a cutthroat razor.
Oh, yes. There was too much gin, you see. Far
Why did
too
you-
much gin.
So I take that back. That all goes away. Sorry, Matt.
That's okay. At least we still got the gin.
Yes, gin for all.
Well, the gin took us.
To
And
places
we
we'd
went-
never been.
We're a place we've never been. And what we did is we looked in our pockets and we found a shiny sixpence. And there's only one place for the man, a little bit down his luck. Not a lot of money can go for to do some of a shiny sixpence. And that's the old Mary Seacombe, the famous cry weir and war nurse. Go see Seacombe, and you say to her, Seacombe, what do you think of Florence Nightingale? Oh, the insults come out. Oh, how far out she is. Oh, she's saying, oh, she's going fast. Oh, she's not keen on them. You go, Seacombe, you must calm yourself, woman. Have a little bit of gin.
Sadly, all of the insults didn't stand up to anything, and it said that the strongest insult that Mary Seacombe could actually come up with was calling her a church bell.
Bong.
Well.
You take the hand. Poor Mary Seacombe.
Poor Mary Seacombe.
Poor Mary Seacombe. You see her, you come.
That's terrible. So, drawing 5 cards. See what's what. So, we'd had our fill. Our fill of gin.
It's me.
It's who?
It's me, isn't it?
Same, yeah.
It's you! I shouldn't have drawn those cards. Ah, hang on.
Oh, Matt, you cheat. Do you know what, Matt? You're a complete hedge creeper. Which is also one of the insults that Mary Seacombe shouted
Tell you what, I'll get rid of my entire hand and we'll put that back in.
when talking about Florence Nightingale. What she actually said was that Florence Nightingale was just masquerading as a woman, and she in fact had a policeman's truncheon underneath her smock. And
I say.
It's a
yeah, it was quite. And the only other person apart from Mary Seacombe who knew was Queen Victoria, and to tell anyone such a thing would be treason. Sorry, it's taken 2 cards. I didn't mean to do that, and I've lost them. Where have they gone?
What
The
colour
cards.
are they?
Oh, there they are.
There they are.
Come back. Yes, to tell anyone about this would be treason, and might cause sudden ennui in the person.
Ennui!
Ennui, which is funnily enough the name of Mary Seacombe's first daughter, who was also locked up in Newgate prison for art fraud. And I've run out of cards.
You have to give it to him for that. You have to give it to him for that, yeah. Masterful work.
Right, so I've already got the patron for...
The benefactor.
Benefactor, sorry.
It's alright.
I've got the 10 crime as well. I'm stuck with crime now, aren't I?
You are.
And I've got the 10 person I think I've got the person benefactor.
You get several bonus pennies as well. So you played 2 10s, didn't you?
Yes.
What else did you play? 7.
7 insult. A 1. And a 7 for crime as well.
Nice. All
So yeah,
bonus
2
pennies.
10s and 2 7s.
There you go. Have a nice little stack of coins.
Oof.
Golly, that was quite the adventure.
Quite a tale.
My one criticism about the game, I'd say, is what I just did there, where I cleared my hand. It leaves me sort of redundant.
That's not a criticism of the game. That's hand management. So you basically, if you want to have things left to challenge other people with, you can't play your entire hand.
Oh, I thought I had to keep going until I was done.
No, sorry, no. You have to do 2, just 2 cards.
Oh right.
That explains your stories now.
That explains why I just go off mad.
It's been worth it though. No, sorry, it's only just 2 I need to play as a minimum.
Now I know I've been having fun.
It's great fun. So, remind me where we were.
Mary Seacombe just revealed that Florence Nightingale had a penis.
That's not work.
Do you know who else had a penis? Emily Bronte. I heard.
You saw that in Bramwell. Use it a lot.
And this explains how we almost got killed on the way home, to be fair, spreading malicious rumours and lies like this. But the gentleman I saw down at the club, he said if I spread these seditious rumours about Emily Bronte, he'd give me land and a title, and that was too great an offer to play up.
No, he said he'd give you fortune and glory. Didn't say land and a title. He said fortune and glory, and you took it. Said it. And he never signed on a dotted line.
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory.
So do I take fortune and glory there?
You certainly do.
There you go.
Mangy cur, flapdoodle.
Mangy cur indeed. I'll take myself 5. And tell you what's
Matt's
happening
doing some furious typing, isn't there?
Furious typing.
Sorry, I'm Jessica Fletcher from...
Well, it turns out Emily Bronte didn't actually have a penis then.
Well, the funny thing is, Emily Bronte and whatever was there was all kept in the British Museum. All there over history. And there was a big debate. And I went
debate?
A debate. And I went there to speak over whether she was indeed a chap or a lady chap. And,
a lady chap.
And it was said to me that she was a big burly man, like Williams or Guthrie, in the signals. And I said, no. She's a nice bit of crumpet.
Nice bit of crumpet. Why did you go Welsh there? Just wondering.
Question? Don't know.
Because Leanne can't be here, we're going to do a bit of Welsh.
Why did you go pirate?
Because I'm a Welsh pirate.
So I'm sticking at nice bit of crumpet and keeping these on.
Sticking to a nice bit of crumpet is not a bad way to go.
I'm moving on.
What, is it me now?
There it is.
It is you, yeah.
Alright. Let me. Oh, you stupid thing. I'll have you. Shut up, dog. Right, sorry, let me just. So, can you remind me where we were?
We're in the British Museum in a debate over Emily Bronte, where we described her as a nice bit of crumpet.
Or whether she had a
Right,
penis.
so, sorry. I'm laughing now because I'm a silly Billy. Right. So, after a bit of stupid thing. Sorry, it keeps taking two when I mean to take one. So for a touch of whimsy, I pulled out my service revolver and
Well, sir, you may have
Oh.
thought that you were pulling out your service revolver, but what it actually was, what you actually brought to the table that day when faced with Emily Bronte and her personage, I guess, is an
her
umbrella.
possible penis. I will always be your friend. Took an oath. Gonna stick it out to the end.
Whoops, I don't want that one. So yeah, sorry about that. I can say you got confused though.
Ugh. It's easily done when you have fits of whimsy.
Yes, this is true. Very, very true. It's me. I need 4 cards. And the game ends when we run out of cards in the boss deck to draw. Golly golly. What is going on?
So, we were at a symposium about Emily Bronte when
Right.
we
A fit
we
of whimsy.
decided
I pulled out my umbrella, thinking it was a service revolver.
Yeah.
Do you know the best thing about an umbrella? You know what you can use it for? So I heard that one of the best sort of unconventional uses for an umbrella was actually brought about a new nickname for myself. Was fart catcher? Yes.
Do you catch it inside the umbrella?
Yeah, save it for later on.
And then you open it on top of someone. And
Oh, you
Just
self
saying.
it if you forget and you kind of open it in some rain, then you get all sorts of different kinds of clouds coming down. It's not good. It's not good at all. Deary me. And the person who gave me this this monocle, I guess, was the lady's maid. Which is funny because she's one of the most important women in any household. Who's responsible for combing. So while she was combing my hair of my plentiful locks, she said, you know, you'd make a very, very good fart catcher. Which is what
I know, I put it on my curriculum vitae.
And all this came about while she was eating cucumber sandwiches. Which I'd have preferred a nice bit of crumpet, to be fair, but the cucumber sandwiches.
they weren't cucumber sandwiches.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, no. They had been left against a fire, and fire had warmed them. They were more like toast. And the scullery maid said, I'll bring you a bit of butter, then the toast. And
What I like is when you went no, you sounded like the Churchill dog.
I am. I was the voice for no one.
Well,
Oh yes.
Oh, yes.
that's upsetting.
Right.
I pushed it too far. That's what she said.
Hey.
So why were we eating toast?
Because we mistook cucumber sandwiches for toast, and there was a maid, and fart catcher was mentioned a couple of times.
I wasn't saying to a maid. I was saying I want a cucumber sandwiches. Robbie toast. Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. And the poor woman turned to vagrancy. Walking the streets for years and years and years. And she was. I encountered her once in Old Kent Road. She was beating up some supporters of a newly minted Ironworks football club. Give him a good shoeing, she was. An act of thuggery. Go down in greatness. I remember she did it. I said, what are you doing back? For God's sake, woman. She said, I'll do anything for the price of a good stiff drink. I said, that's where I'll pause.
Bravo, sir. Bravo.
After this thuggery, oh, bloody, I can't get used to this. And because of unmitigated self-interest, I decided it was best to run off to Buckingham Palace.
Oh, I say.
Where I was told that I should go to HMS Warwick, and that's where I'll leave my story. Is it HMS Warwick?
Warrior.
Warrior, but it's good skills. Good skills.
Someone's been holding cards back.
Doing well.
No, I haven't. I've been emptying them. So do I get the... So I've got 2 10s.
Yeah,
You
so
get the weapon one, which is
you get four bonus points.
And I got... This is an 8.
So you get another bonus coin for that one.
So do I get the green... I get the places person, don't I? Or do you keep that one?
You get the... So you played the 10, so you get the places benefactor. And what was the other 10 that you played?
The Michael's already given it to me, the H.
The weapons.
Cool.
Weapons.
Golly.
I didn't draw cards there as well. I should have drawn cards. Oh well. Shall I do it now?
Yeah, do it.
Get 3 of them.
Yeah, it was 3. Well, no, I played 3, so I should get 2. Oof. Go on, Matt, you'll go.
And I'm just looking at my cards and just thinking about what I'm going to do. So, we were on the HMS Warrior, of course.
Lovely ship.
It was a lovely ship.
Beautiful boat full of seamen.
The best way to handle seamen is with a mangle.
That's the sentence of the day.
Certainly is.
Can we get that put on the box when the game gets made?
Yeah. The best way to handle seamen.
It's a mangle.
And yes, that caused quite the scandal. Obviously, because you can't be going around saying... Jamie said that's the best boast ever. And he said, damn it, the box had been printed. It's okay, because it was only about an expansion, so we can put it on the expansion.
Seaman's Mango. Expansion.
Where is this game going to be available?
You can pre-order it now.
Oh, I'm going to have to pre-order it.
And you should see the... so there's an Imperial version, which comes in a silk-lined wooden box with real Victorian pennies, and yes, I have bought that.
Oh, how much will that retail for?
I think it's about $1.50. Worth every penny.
Oh, £1.50, bargains.
So, yes, given his reputation for sort of other things, amongst them communism, the person that came around with this idea for mangling seamen was Karl Marx.
You got to mention earlier.
He did.
He's a complete axe wound.
And who told him about this? Well, of course it was the housemaid.
Oh.
She's seen a fair share of semen over the years.
Is she seeing this picture? She just.
Where did you go? You went away. So yeah, that's this part of the story done.
So what was Karl Marx doing? He'd been told about a seaman
Mangling seamen is what he was doing.
Yeah. Well, as always, that's what Marxism's about.
Bonus coin for me.
Some of my cards won't line up with the table when I rotate them.
I think it's based on your angle. So if you put your angle so if you right click and drag your mouse, you can make yourself go 90 degrees against the table, and that'll be why.
Marx and I went back a long way. We went back a long way to one time where I'd seen him spitting blood, determined to get his revenge on Engels for stealing all his best ideas.
Revenge.
Revenge, indeed.
Yeah, indeed. I said, Carl, you must calm down. But his drunkenness and his Bolshevism had got too far, and in the end I went to his prison when he was charged, being drunk and charged of a horse. I said, Carl, you must remember to eat more food before you go out. He said, I had plenty of cress. It's hardly the stuff of a stern stomach.
Where was the cress when we had the potted crab? That's what I say.
Gave him a steaming pot of coffee. Tried to wake him up. And it was not successful. So I end my tale there. I end my tale with drunk Karl Marx vowing to get revenge on Engels for stealing all his best ideas.
Well, you see, what went really well with I'll let you get. I wanted to draw. One. Two. So I'm just doing counting. Three. So I said to Carl, why do you do such things? Why do you? Which benefactor is this that's left?
Insult. I'm just looking to see if anybody. Michael should have it, I think.
Oh yeah.
Which one is it?
Insult.
Oh yeah, Michael definitely. He says I do this for the good of the poor.
The good of the poor. Oh, sorry.
I do it for the good of the poor, and I often think of the poor somewhat like a rubber duck, floating and never quite reaching their potential because of all their pickpocketing. And I said to him, I said to him, Carl, do you know anyone who writes well about the poor? And he said yes, and obviously he spoke in a German accent, which I won't do now because it would be insulting. He said that Charles Dickens does. And I said, oh, well, that's where I'm going to leave my story.
Oh, well, it wasn't Charles Darwin after all.
It was Charles Darwin. I meant to say Charles Darwin.
Yes.
He was drunk, Charles.
Yes.
I meant to say Charles Darwin.
It was actually Christabel Pankhurst. Wow.
Oh,
and she's just gone underneath. What's she doing? She's underneath Darwin.
The strongest card won there. That was ironic.
Mangling seaman. It's not good. Christabel Pankhurst. I'm assuming it's the relation to Emily. Again, maybe. I should probably read up on some Victorian law.
Yes.
Sylvia, Emily, Christabel, and somebody else.
So she was a child internment camp advocate. Is that she advocated that there should be more child internment camp?
That's a lockdown idea and a half, isn't it?
What benefactor's that have you got there? Servant benefactor. Oof.
Yes.
Got it in the wrong place, and I should be there.
That's true. I have. Thank you. So what we got? We got 7 cards left. So she wanted to lock up children. It's Emily's daughter. Jamie informs us. We need. So I think every game of this needs a Jamie to take part, just to kind of have all the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have all the Victorian history and everything. It's good. Siri thinks I'm talking to it. I'm not. My gosh. Where were we? We were... So, there was Emmeline Pankhurst, Christine... Christabel. After all the excitement of the last few hours, Christabel sat everybody down, and she said, the best thing we can do now is all sit down for a cup of tea. Which has been stolen by the... stolen from the Chinese, grown by the Indians, and drunk by the British, which makes it the best thing in the world. Is tea. We love a bit of tea. When obviously tea and the Chinese and the Indians brings me on to another story I heard once surrounding an Amazonian blowpipe, which yeah,
That's a sound effect.
it was a very good sound effect. That's the sound it made as it whizzed past my ear when I managed to upset a gentleman. Well, I thought he was a gentleman, but actually he was a lady. You couldn't really tell.
We're having a lot of mistaken gender.
Yeah, there's a lot of gin involved. But there was William Gladstone was here at this time as well, and he came running past me after chasing after this guy or a girl with the Amazonian blowpipe, brandishing a sword stick, which is obviously a sword hidden in a walking stick, which every fine gentleman should have. And he was chasing after the gamekeeper and calling them a wagtail. Yes.
No complaints from me.
Tea time. When did tea time go? That's tea time now. See what's going on. Weapon. Person. Weapon as well. Servant again. All the servants. And insult. So there was a 10. I think it's just 2 bonus coins for me.
See, I knew Gladstone back in the old days. Back when we were in Wheaton together. And he got me a few works at the Foreign Office. Old school Thai network, you know. And so when he told me that he was chasing down the blowpipe one because it was his governess. His governess, and she'd quite gone mad. And she was doing bloody murder. Bloody murder. I said, what's caused it, William? He said, I'm not entirely sure, but I think she has an overly tight corset.
Overly tight corset.
That is my card.
That is your card. So obviously the bow stack's empty. And I can't remember, Jamie, does everybody get one last turn that's got cards, or is the game sort of ended now because there's no more cards? Or can Matt play out his cards and get points still if he's got anything left? It's ended, but we can finish the story if we want. So have you got anything to finish off the story with, Matt?
Well, and the thing was, this whole situation was almost the death of me. And I have very much enjoyed recounting it to you both over Devonshire scones with heaps of cream.
Oh,
There you go.
Very nice.
Nice.
Very
That
nice.
was a conclusion.
That was great, guys. Thank you. So now we're on to final scoring. So they go off over there. Whee! So we get we basically count up you get 2 bonus coins for each of the benefactor cards that you have. So I'll put mine just around here somewhere. And then you get 2 bonus pennies for having the most cards in a suit. But I believe that you also get bonus pennies for playing the highest card of a suit. I'm sure Jamie can advise on that as well. And if you can actually click on, you see the little piece of paper with the lines on it on the bottom left. If you click that,
Yes.
it brings up the in-game rules, which is handy.
I can't read.
That's a shame. You did so well with your cards to say you can't read. It was
no.
really well.
So you get 2
educated
bonus
guesses.
pennies for each 10.
You get no. So let's have a look at the end-game scoring. So you obviously got the bonus pennies as you played the 10s. So we separate all the pocketed bonus cards into separate suits and count up number of cards in each suit. The player who pocketed the highest number of cards in each of the suits should receive 2 bonus pennies. If there's a tie, you get 1 bonus penny each. And you get 2 bonus pennies for every benefit.
Should we just go through the suits then?
Yes. Yeah, so
Right.
highest card is the same bonus. It's the same thing. Oh yeah, of course it is, yeah. Yeah, it is.
Right, so sorry, what was it again?
So it's two bonus pennies for every benefactor, and 2 bonus
Yeah.
pennies for the most in the suit. Because obviously, if you've got the benefactor, then you've played the highest card in that suit anyway. So,
Right, so if we start with crime, I've got. Someone must have. You've got the 10, Matt.
I've got the 10.
And Matt, you've got. Have you got?
I don't think I've got a single crime card, and I've not
Right,
got anything
so-
from that suit.
I've got 3.
So,
So
and
we
I've got 3. So we
So
get.
we get 1 each.
One
One
each,
each.
yeah. Okay. Weapons. I have 3.
I also have 3.
I have
1.
where are my weapons? 1, yeah.
So that's a bonus
Thought it was a
point
beacon.
each for us. Place. I have 1.
I also have 1. And
I have-
Michael has bloody loads.
4.
So that's 2 for me.
Tea time. I have 2. Michael's got about 7.
4, yeah. 4 on tea time.
Object. I have 3.
I have 2. Object yellow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
I
have
have
2.
2.
I have 2.
So Matt gets the 2 bonus.
Yeah. Perils. I've got 3.
I had 1.
I've got myself 4 perils.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I've been in peril a lot.
How do you stack the coins?
If you highlight them all, and then you sort of drag them over the stack, until it goes kind of orange. So you get it if we move your stack just over. Oops, move your stack.
Oh yeah, I know. I've got it now.
Have you got it now? Right, cool.
Yeah, I've got it. You.
Yep. So 1, 2, 3 persons. I've got 4 peoples.
I have 2 peoples.
I don't think I've got that many. I've got 1 person.
Cool. I get the 2 for that. Servants. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I've got 3.
Cool. Insults. I've got 3.
I've just gone for 1. It was a goodie.
Is there any that I've missed that I've not got?
Motive? Did we do motive?
I don't have any motives.
I got 2.
I've got 4.
There you go.
Very motivated.
Wow.
And did we do? We did place. We did weapon. We did tea time. We did object. We did insult. We did person. we did motive, we did servant, we did crime. So that is all of it.
That is the
I
game.
have-
Have you got your bonus pennies for your benefactors?
Yeah,
Yep.
I have.
Cool. Let
I
me
have.
just log a play on BG Stats so I can get these game things recorded. And I can add Matt finally to my game list of people I've played with. This is amazing. We finally played a game in a lockdown, despite the fact we're hundreds of miles apart.